This week's edition of Church Media Design TV is sponsored by Blue Hat Productions, BlueHatOnline.com, and DansInkandToner.com, Ink and Toner, and a whole lot more. Welcome to a very interesting edition of Church Media Design TV. I'm your host, Brad Zimmerman, and as you can see, well, we're in the basement right now. Join with me, as always, you guys know the three wise men and Jesus. We got Colonel Sanders, Little Whitey, Dwight Schrute, and of course, Jesus Christ, the Son of the Lord Most High. Well, the reason this one is interesting is later on in the show, we're going to be doing an interview that we did live on our live broadcast on Mogulus, and then we did another interview afterwards for this show. And it was from Brent from Deidox.com, and he's from California. We did it over Skype and did it with all these crazy connections. Well, in the midst of that, our audio was hooked up fine for the interview, and then we switched it to do the regular show and reconfigured some things, and we lost our audio for the rest of what we filmed. And we actually filmed 2 episodes, so right now we're going to finish up and do all our segments for that episode down here in the basement, and then we're actually going to retape again this Friday for next week. So we're dedicated to bring you the show. We're going to do whatever it takes, even if it means stepping away from the green screen, doing it in front of my desk, and doing it right here in front of the computer. So I'll be turning around every now and again to show you some different stuff, but if the three wise men of Jesus are ready, let's get into it. Well, we got some news for you, because we can even get news down in the basement. You know, the internet comes down here. It's pretty crazy. They put it through the floor. Anyway, we got some news for you. We actually were chosen by our friends over at Collide Magazine. They just put out their Reader's Choice episode edition for 2008, and we were chosen, maybe we were chosen as the best tech podcast. Yes, we were chosen as the best tech podcast. So thank you to all the viewers out there that voted for us. I know this is maybe a little bit old news, but we finally got our certificate in the mail, and we're going to mount it and put it on the wall next to our wonderful sign over there, and it'll be great. So thank you to you, the viewers, for being a part of that one and voting for us. I know some of you guys voted on every single category for us. Unfortunately, we only won in the best tech podcast award, which for some reason is really hard for me to say today. Anyway, so that's really cool. Check out CollideMagazine.com and find out more about that issue and other things they have. The other thing, whoa, what do we got going on here? That's weird. Windows 7. So the other thing that we got going on is a few weeks ago we talked about YouTube downloading of videos, and I just got a direct message on Twitter from somebody saying, hey, there's a experimental add-on for Firefox that allows you to do the whole Firefox downloading without a bookmarklet. You don't have to have QuickTime Pro. It just does it all for you. So if you're interested in taking a walk on the wild side, maybe you want to check out this experimental add-on for Mozilla Firefox to download YouTube videos. So it'll save it as an MPEG 4 QuickTime movie, and you'll be able to use that wherever you want. Legality is up to you. So check out that add-on, and thanks again for the Viewer's Choice Award. Woohoo! Yeah! Well, we have a special treat for you, live and in my ears, and coming to you from the West Coast, from LA, California, we have Brent from Deidox.com, which is short documentary testimony videos that, and even more than that, and he'll explain a little bit fuller. Brent, thanks for being on the show.
Yeah, it's great to be here. Thanks for having me.
And Brent, we've already had a bit of a time to chat on the video show, or the live show, and we kind of talked through some of this stuff already, but I just wanted to get you on here and have you just explain once more what you guys do, what you're about, and where you've come from.
Sure. Well, Deidox is a series of short documentary films. They're 5 minutes each that tell true stories about how God is working in and through everyday people. Really, it's stories of an active God.
Right.
A God that is active around the world. So this idea came from us working. We did a feature film called Dear Francis, and then after that, we were working with clients and nonprofits for 4 or 5 years. And we being my producing partner, Dave Mahanes, and I really began to get excited about all the stories we were hearing and people we were meeting and how God was using them to do his work. And it was so healthy for us to see these examples, so healthy for our faith. And so we wanted to tell these stories in a cinematic way, and that's where Deidox came from.
So you guys
and Deidox...
Right.
I'm sorry, I cut you off. Deidox, by the way, we get a lot of questions about the name. Dei is Latin for God, and docs for documentaries, so Deidox.
And so you guys got your start in documentaries with Dear Francis and other films, and all of you guys started in the public sector doing this, and now have moved over into a kind of nonprofit realm because you guys are actually offering these videos. There's an iPod version that's a pay what you want version on your website,
right,
as well as a SD church definition 800 by 600 and then an HD 720p, I believe, version that you can pay for to use in your church services.
Yeah, we're actually not nonprofit, and the reason is that we think ultimately we'd rather not take money away from other nonprofits, and we think that it could be a business that self-sustains itself, but we are giving them away, so it's kind of the opposite of for-profit. I don't know. We're a strange model, basically. It's somewhat new for probably the Christian media sector, but what we do is we sell church licenses. So for those who download and purchase videos to show in their Sunday sermons, you can buy a license, and it's the same price it would be anywhere else. And then we sell individual. We do downloads for individuals, and those are pay what you want. So you can pay nothing if you want to just get it. I mean, that's totally fine with us. We want people to see them and be challenged by them. Or you can pay $2.99, which is suggested, but I mean, we're open to whatever, really. So it's kind of a new model that we're praying about and waiting to see if it works.
No, that's awesome. The one really cool thing that you guys feature on your site is that you're actually looking for stories. And one you said before, one of your stories was done in the Bronx, and the other I think was in Tennessee. Am I correct?
Yeah, one of them's in the Bronx, one's in Greenville, Tennessee, small town in Tennessee.
And so you guys are actually, you have a part on your site where you're asking for new stories, where you're saying, we would love to hear if you guys have a moving story that would make a great Deidox film, we would love to shoot it. And you guys, since you're in LA and you've shot these other ones on the East Coast, you guys obviously are willing to travel to do this.
Yeah, we've done productions in over 20 countries at this point over the last few years. And so that's really where our background is doing travel type of documentaries with nonprofits on social justice issues. And we wanted to develop something where we could spend a little more time on it and do it in a cinematic way that can reach potentially a broader audience and tell the types of stories that we personally wanted to find out ourselves.
You're the director, and then there's also a producer that you work closely with, and it's kind of a two-man team with an expanded outer group, correct?
Yeah, so it's a two-man team, Dave and I, and we're with a company. I mean, we have our own company called Chronicle Project, which really is just a shell that we can do projects through. And then Deidox is its own separate new entity. And then we subcontract and hire people on for, specific parts of the process. So whether it's a DP to help us shoot or an editor to help cut, because it's super beneficial to have another set of eyes, a fresh set of eyes during the editing, or a color correctionist. I mean, I had a friend do color correction on it. So we try to get people who specialize in their areas to help out. And the composer as well. I mean, he does stuff with reality shows on MTV. His name's Josh Myers. And he's been our secret weapon for a few years. He's just fantastic. So.
Well, if he wants to produce any music for a local or a semi-well-known internet TV show, I would love to have some more music to you. So
I'll put you in touch with him. He's got a good library, actually.
Well, it's so awesome to hear about you guys' vision and that you guys really want to help empower the church to tell these stories, and that you see the power that can be done through these testimonies of people, and that it's not just another company trying to make tons of money, that you really want to help the church out, do it in an affordable way. But at the same point, you guys do need people to buy them. So I want to encourage you guys to go check them out. There's 2 films on there right now, and there's a third one coming. Do you know when that third one's coming, Brent?
Yeah, it's going to be early March, it looks like. We were hoping to get it out end of February, but we just heard back from Dion. It's on a guy named Dion who works on Skid Row in Los Angeles. And we just heard back, and it's our pickup day of shooting got pushed back a little bit. So early March is when we'll send it out. And you can sign up for our newsletter on the site if you want to know right away, or we'll be posting stuff on the site as well.
So you guys can go and check out those the 2 videos you can download, and you can watch all 3 trailers on the site right now. And again, the iPod, the small version, is a pay it what you want, and then the other 2 videos are a pay for that you can use on Sunday morning. So I really want to encourage you guys to check out this amazing resource. And if anything, go check out the videos and send these guys some encouragement about what they're doing, because it's so awesome to hear about people who are coming from the public sector to help out in the church world and to provide some amazing quality. Once you go watch these videos, you'll see what I'm talking about. We'll actually roll the trailer for Deidox at the end here, but the quality is just unbelievable. And if you want to just say real quick some of the stuff you're using, because I think it'll be a little eye-opening to know that they're not using crazy huge equipment to do these shoots.
Yeah, I mean, we wanted to make sure that we were doing these at an affordable level, and not, we could go out and spend crazy amounts of money and shoot 35 and but I don't know, we didn't feel like it was necessary or it was the best use of resources. And so we shot these on 90% of all the footage in the film was shot on a Nikon D90, which is an $800 camera. The body's $800, I believe. And then 10% was shot on the Panasonic HMC 150. And that's like half the price of the HVX. It's a few grand, but both cameras have their advantages and both have their disadvantages, and so we kind of used each in the areas that we felt it was a better fit for the style and for the quality. And then it was real simple setup. We had producer Dave and myself kind of, working on the story while the DP John was shooting, and no storyboarding or anything like that. It's just hanging out for a week and following these people around and seeing what happens, and praying that God really uses the process to tell his story, which is the most exciting part of documentary filmmaking for me, is showing up and knowing someone or some situation's interesting and not knowing if you're going to get a story or if, God is going to tell a story through it, and kind of putting yourself out there and seeing what happens. So it's been cool. And dude, Brad, I totally didn't answer your question before. You asked about other stories.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And you guys are looking for those other stories.
Yeah, we're totally looking for other stories. I mean, each of these films are standalone, by the way. So Deidox Robert is different than Deidox Lindsay. You don't have to see one to understand what's going on in the other.
They're an individual
ultimately,
story.
Yeah, and ultimately, we would love to tell stories from all over the world and have people sending in stories about how God is working and what it means to serve God, or what it looks like when God is working through people's lives. And so they're not necessarily standard, dare I say, testimonials, I guess. It's more examples of how God is using everyday people and how God is active around the world. Because we want people to get excited about seeing that God is at work and then feel left out if they're not a part of that. Because being a part of God's mission and God's plan is the most exciting thing I think that as Christians we can do.
That's awesome. Well, I really want to encourage you guys to check out their site. It's Deidox.com, and you can check out all those videos there as well as the trailers. Download them, check them out, give them a watch, because I think you guys are going to really enjoy them. And as well, you guys can check out the full interview and live chat that we did on our Mogulus page with Brent, and we'll be posting that up, and you'll be able to find that in our feed as well as hopefully on the website. I'm not sure how that's going to work yet, but we're going to make it work. So Brent, thank you so much for being here and doing this interview, and thank you to your whole team for what you guys are doing, and I just pray that God will just bless you guys in what you're doing.
Thanks, man. It's been good to be here.
Cool. Well, we'll check you later, Brent.
All right.
So check out this trailer of the Deidox videos and get a feel for what's going on, and head over to their website and check them out.
Over the last 8 years, it seems like I've become somewhat of a pariah or an outcast. I felt like I was walking around them, and I was not being a neighbor to them. And who was I to question what God wanted to do?
Growing up, and especially now, even as an adult, I still long for that love and acceptance. thought I knew why I was coming here. It was going to be an adventure. I had my own agenda. I had no idea how much they would teach me about myself and change my life.
I tried through my own human means to get the job done, and it just didn't happen. You know, we had a mountain standing in front of us, and all we were doing was chipping rocks off. And so at that moment, I just said a prayer. I said, Lord, I can't do this by myself.
Well, this week's inspiration comes from the TED conference. You can find them at TED.com. TED, that spells TED. Yes, I can spell too. Sometimes I don't do good at writing, but spelling I'm okay. Anyway, the TED conference's ideas were spreading. They get all of these great speakers. They have a short amount of time to share their idea of a great next new thing. Well, anyway, the Trollback company, company, you can find them at TROLLBACK.com. They did a video for the 25th anniversary of the TED conference, and I think it's pretty cool. So here's a little inspiration for you. Check it out. Well, this week we have another freebie for you, and you guessed it, it's another motion background. So normally it would show up behind me, but we don't have a green screen, and I'm not going to make Adam try to rotoscope all of this stuff. So now it's in front of me. So check out this great abstract background that you can download and use for your church. It's in widescreen 720p 1280 by 720 and full screen church definition 800 by 600. You can get that in MPEG-4 and WMV format. So head over to ChurchMediaDesign.tv and download that video, use it in your gatherings and services, and let me know what you guys like and don't like about these freebies. If you want something else, let us know. If you want more realistic stuff instead of abstract, let us know. Hit me up, Brad at ChurchMediaDesign.tv. So check it out, download it, and add it to your arsenal. Well, we wanted to say thank you to our sponsor of DansInkandToner.com, Ink and Toner, and a whole lot more. You can head over to Dan's website, DansInkandToner.com, click on the wholesale tab, and you'll find out all about the wholesale program. This is where you can get up to 80% off what you would normally pay for your ink and toner. You just pay one annual fee, and then you get your ink and toner at cost shipped to you basically next day. So it's a great program. It's what we use here at my church, and I hope that you guys are trying to take advantage of this, especially when I know your churches don't have a lot of extra money to be thrown around, and especially, why waste money? I'd rather buy a microphone than expensive ink. So check out Dan's Ink and Toner, and when you sign up for the wholesale program, use the promo code of Church Media Design. You can do that when you're signing up for the program. Now our next sponsor is a new one, and it is Blue Hat Design. And Blue Hat Design, they do basically video installs. They do, if you're building a new building and you need to have iMeg set up and you want to do video, a brand new deal, or you're doing multi-site and you want to get that hooked up together, you want to go from your regular church definition or SD projection to HD and you want to upgrade to that, these guys have the answers for you. They'll be able to figure out, well, can you place screens here? How bright of a projector do you need? All of the answers you need answered, they can answer for you. It's a lot of stuff that I don't even want to mess with. We're just going to leave it to the experts. And these guys really are experts. They've won an Emmy. They've won a technical Emmy for a trailer they designed for broadcast work. They also did a install for the Cartoon Network, and they recently were featured for the design they did for 12 Stone Church. Now, one really cool thing that I want you guys to go check out their website, check out the portfolio of what they've done. But when you're over there, head over to bluehat/meeting. And when you're at bluehat/meeting, basically you're going to find out that, man, I don't know why that keeps popping up all weird. But anyway, when you're at bluehat/meeting, you'll find out all about their meeting that they'll do with you. And if you're seriously interested in what they have to offer, if they're going to be the solution for your needs, you set up a meeting with them. They'll fly to you, have a meeting with you, and then when they're done, they're going to give you $500 towards a charity of your choice. Yeah, they're going to give $500 to somebody just for meeting with you to see if you're the best fit. Or if they're the best fit for you. So I really want to encourage you guys to check them out. They're a brand new sponsor of the show. Even if you're not in need of it, I really want to encourage you guys to go check out their website and find out if they can do anything for you guys. I know they do quality work, and they have a lot of people who are backing them up on that one, as well as their concept and their ideas are based around the kingdom, which is so amazing to hear from businesses in the world today. So check out bluehatonline.com and also check out danzinkentoner.com. Well, thanks for tuning in to this really different, kind of fun, unique, well, kind of weird episode of Church Media Design TV. Now, the one thing you can learn from this week's episode is always double and triple check what you're doing. You run into try something new, and especially when you're trying something new, we learned it the hard way. You just got to double and triple check it. So we're not going to make that mistake again, but we really want to thank you guys for putting up with the basement because, well, it's kind of fun down here. It's a little scary sometimes. I feel like the walls are maybe not made out of the most safe materials for my health, but I digress. So thanks for tuning in. Normally, you'll see a background behind me. And what we're trying to do is have you design that background. So if you want to design a background for the show, head over to ChurchMediaDesign.tv, check out the show notes, and you'll see the schematics and a download of our logo to put to make a background for us. We'd love to have ambient background, something that doesn't have too much text, maybe just the logo and some cool design work, but nothing too crazy that's gonna like distract away from the talent. Come on now. We wouldn't want to do that. So if you guys want to make a background and be featured, we'll put your name in the credits and talk about you on the show. So if you guys want to make a background for the show, please head over to the website and do that. Also, make sure to check out our sponsors and make sure to talk to us. We love to hear from you guys. Hit us up on Twitter. I'm twitter.com/CMDTV. Adam is AdamCMDTV. And you can find me on Facebook. I'm Brad Zimmerman. Adam's Adam Foster. And you can also email either of us, Brad at ChurchMediaDesign.tv or Adam at ChurchMediaDesign.tv. So you can get in touch with us there. Hit me up on Skype. It's Vinmark Productions. So I really want to encourage you guys to stay in touch. But yeah, so as for this kind of weird episode, live shows. We're doing live shows now on Mogulus. You can go to mogulus.com/CMD_TV for our live episodes. So they're pretty cool. We're doing some interviews. The interviews with Deidox today with Brent, that was done first on our live stream, and we're going to continue to do those. I'm not really sure when the next one is, but Adam will put it up below so that you guys know about that. And yeah, so as for me and the three wise men and Jesus, we're saying see you on the green screen next time. I can spell I went to school. So TED is a great conference. It's ideas worth spreading. They have all of these great speakers that come. Hey, there's a phone call. Hello, Watermark.